Hey everyone, it's Jay.
And Sean.
And we've just watched a documentary called Out of Shadows. Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So some very nice people suggested we might want to watch it.
So that we could be red-pilled and things like that. I think. It sounds sinister.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, when you say it, it does.
Well, it does.
Yeah.
I understand it's a reference to the Matrix, but not really. Also, we're normies, so... And I'm okay with that.
You would be.
Yeah, I would be.
You would be. Okay, so what did you think of the movie?
It's not much of a movie.
Okay.
It's every conspiracy theory sort of in 5 minutes, maybe, or less.
Okay.
They don't tie together, but I think the guy making this movie thought they did, and that he was going to really show us this grand theory of everything, sort of like physics.
He's like the Stephen Hawking of
for conspiracies. Yes, exactly.
Wow, that's ambitious.
So included in that is some stuff about PizzaGate that was supposed to debunk the debunking.
Right.
But also, like, Jim Morrison's dad was part of a false flag operation in Vietnam as conveyed by a CIA whistleblower. Okay. That is just sort of put out there, and that's it. And somehow that's supposed to show us something about then counterculture, CIA, LSD, MK Ultra. I don't know.
No. Well, you know what? I thought it was weird. Like, this whole thing is related to us primarily through a retired stunt double. So, you know, he didn't believe in any of this while he was working in Hollywood, but now that he can't work in Hollywood anymore, suddenly he believes in it.
Kind of.
Thanks to
pelvic floor therapist who works on a lot of satanic pedophiles in the greater LA Hollywood area. None are ever named. This stunt double who is making the movie or narrating it, he doesn't actually know of any pedophiles in Hollywood.
No.
He says he never saw any of this going on.
No.
And yet, this is the thing, right? It could be true. And if it's true, then it's bad. Which I agree with the second part. If this was true, it would be bad. And we should stop it. And I think despite what the kind of, if there is a thesis of this documentary, I think it's that they are in control and they are hiding everything from you. So you have to go get it yourself. And I think the they is never defined in here. No. But okay. Certainly Hollywood has agendas. The media has agendas. Politicians have agendas. Big corporations have agendas. The CIA certainly has an agenda. They're not all working together. This is, you have to think critically, absolutely, about what information you're getting. And that includes the documentary, the stuff in this documentary that is just being thrown at you.
Yes. Well, you know, I was on board. I mean, here's the thing. Professionally, as movie critics, this thing looked really good. In fact, it had production values that made me a little nervous because there's money behind this. And obviously the people involved don't have money. So who is really paying for this movie? That's what I want to know. And why? That is the kind of critical thinking I think maybe more of us need to engage in.
Well, here's the thing. When you talk about all of these deep state and the CIA, the Hollywood ring of pedophiles, the adrenochrome junkies that are also the elite controlling everything. There is one thing that would benefit all of them, and that's if the greater, the masses, the other 99%, are just fighting with each other over stupid things and going down wormholes of conspiracy theories, arguing over whether PizzaGate is or is not real. My money is on that it's not. I don't know. I don't care. I don't want people going in based off internet theories and firing shots in pizza parlors, whether or not there are pedophiles there. That's crazy. That's crazy. Don't do that. But yeah, think critically. Great. But if you think critically about the stuff that is in this movie, most of it makes no sense.
No, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like you said, it was very disjointed, and I really couldn't pick any central, how any of this connects to anything else. And I think that's what people aren't really realizing makes people not want to be in your little club. A, because it's a lot of terrible people in this club. The PizzaGaters and the PizzaGate people.
Yeah.
If every single person who believes in that conspiracy is a terrible person, then that alone tells me that it's not true. It's just terrible people forming a club and having a nice excuse for being miserable.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting how the ire and the targets are who they're on. Mm-hmm. Because they are only on the other party in the US, mm-hmm. right? There apparently are no Republican pedophiles, whether in Hollywood or elsewhere. Mm-hmm. It is only Democrats and elite Democrats, apparently, that are the problem here, that are in this club.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. I mean, obviously, PizzaGate is a made-up thing to try to discredit Hillary. Don't even get me started on how ridiculous that is.
It is ridiculous.
But of course, everyone who is attracted to this conspiracy, they're all racist, they're all sexist, homophobic. So they're just piling on. And it was never about kids. Nobody even believes that. They just think it's a good cover for them to go in and throw out all of these really terrible accusations. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, the worst part is that pedophilia does exist. And, as we were learning with the Epstein case, I mean, that's where we need to be focusing our attention. Just because he's dead, I feel like a lot of the heat comes off because they can't prosecute a dead person. And yet he was not the only one.
No.
There are a lot of kids. There are a lot of perpetrators. But I think that when you are spinning all these crazy conspiracies around something that was real, you are reducing the credibility even of that real thing.
That's right.
That's what really upsets me, I guess, is...
Yeah, and it's being exploited. Mm-hmm. That's very sad.
Yeah.
That this is being turned into a political scandal mm-hmm. when there is no link. Mm-hmm. You can tell me about pizza means kids or whatever. In Out of Shadows, this guy has 2 emails about pizza. 3 emails about pizza. So he's got one where he's like, let's go for pizza for an hour. And they're like, who goes for pizza for an hour? Well, if you go to an actual pizza place...
People who have a 1-hour lunch break?
You go to pizza,
for example.
You get a pizza and a beer, and you talk. Mm-hmm. I don't know. If you have a map that is pizza-related on the back of a handkerchief, yeah, okay, that's weird. I don't have an explanation for that. But I don't know how you get from that to Hillary Clinton is a pedophile. That there is no logical
Well, the only
thing.
way you can get that out of that is you were trying to come up with ways to throw dirt on her. And hey, like, we already know that you're a hick, that you hate women, and you certainly didn't want to have one as your president. It's just the amount of silliness, though. The silliness, the baselessness in these accusations. Oh my gosh. I mean, the hypocrisy, I guess, really rankles for me, because Donald Trump has been actually very forward in admitting and being really unabashed about what a sexist pig he is. Also linked to Epstein.
Yeah.
By his own admission.
That part's left out of this Pizzagate theory.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing is, like, almost anyone who was anyone was in the same room with him at some point, which is crazy.
Yeah, but it doesn't make them all pedophiles.
No.
Maybe some of them were, but you can't just paint everyone with the brush because they met this guy who he ran in that elite circle.
I mean, yeah, it's really crazy, and it's really sad, but you know, well,
I don't know.
where can we even take that?
I don't know.
It's insane.
I mean, I think if you are a believer already, then this is right up your alley, because it's just more of the same stuff. So it can be that echo chamber of, this, whatever, 2 or 3 other people believe this, and they've made a movie about it.
Yeah, but you know what was really, I shouldn't say upsetting, but like, they really didn't have any sort of depth to their sources. It was like the one guy who's ex-CIA or whatever.
Yep.
One guy. I mean, you really shouldn't be building cases on the word of one guy.
No.
Who, again, didn't really say anything. Nobody could say anything concretely.
No, I mean, he has no idea. He's not in the CIA now.
No.
He's talking about stuff that happened from the 1940s to like the 60s, maybe early 70s. He ends at Vietnam. That's his contribution. And then his big thing is...
So he read a book.
Well, they've never denied, the CIA has never denied that all of these things, or they've never said that all of the things stopped happening. But that's because the CIA is not going to confirm something was happening by denying or saying that it's now stopped. That would be an admission. They're not going to make that. So to say that that proves that things were in existence and still are in existence, no, it does not. But that's the problem. You're right. He's the CIA guy, so he talks about the CIA. They have a woman who was a reporter and has been blacklisted / fired for being obsessed with Pizzagate. And they have another stuntman friend who really just is against violence in movies and I guess feels bad.
After having profited by making violent movies.
But now he wishes he'd like to make movies with positive messages. So I wish him luck in that.
Well, listen, we know there's a whole bunch of religious movies. Like, if he wanted to work in those, he could.
Just no stunts.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
maybe.
Sometimes a kid falls out of a tree and sees God.
Yeah, because they get paralyzed. That's a stunt.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, there really was not a lot of sources. There was nothing hard evidence, of course, but not even like hard statements. Like, nobody named a single name. Nobody, No. Nobody they can't find anyone who's ever seen anything.
Yeah. And the answer or rebuttal to that is not, it's a cover-up.
Well, no, obviously.
No.
But also, super conveniently, all the people who are looking into this are dead. Like Avicii. Like, they're just getting...
Or Chris Cornell.
Just answer a dead celebrity.
The guy from Linkin Park. They all got too close, and then they're suicided, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, believe what you want to believe, but if you think critically, if you follow the guy's advice from the start, it doesn't hold water.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And like, I don't think he's wrong about everything. I agree that, I mean, the news is never just the news. They always have editorialized. And now they live for ratings, just like everything else.
Yes, they do. And the ratings are coming from sensationalism and the conflict. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's interesting in this, his thesis is they are controlled by the CIA, so they say exactly the same thing. Obviously, that's not true. There are two sides to this. Mm-hmm. There is the liberal media and the conservative media mm-hmm. in the US. Mm-hmm. And, well, not just the US, but it's more pronounced there because you only have two parties there.
Yeah.
So, it's not the party line, because there are two party lines that are competing with each other mm-hmm. for ratings, mm-hmm. for your attention. So, yeah, they're spinning it the way that their viewers want to see it so that you can get all riled up and keep watching to see what happens next in this soap opera that is life.
That is life. It's true. And, you know, people keep claiming to super vehemently believe this stuff and yet not doing anything about it, which is the weirdest part of like this crazy crusader mentality that people have. And yet the only thing they do about it is troll people online. Like, that's literally in your head, you're a hero because of that. No, that does fuck all. It's insane and sad. And I realize, like a lot of Trump supporters, people do things against their own best interests because they are frightened, because they are at the bottom of society. They're losing their, you know, they don't have good jobs. They don't have good families and friends and social support networks. And that's more and more
people. That is a growing population.
Yes. So it makes you want to hate all the people who have more than you, to hate the people who have power and money, and to keep other people down.
Yeah, and that is what is being sold to you mm-hmm. by the media, by the elites. If you want to talk about where the wool is being pulled over your eyes, look there first. Mm-hmm. You're playing into it if you're sniping at the other side, blaming other people, hating other people for your situation.
Mm-hmm. And certainly will not be winning any converts when you show yourself to be miserable people. I know we have received some lovely comments about my weight and his sexuality. And here's the thing, guys. I am a fat lady. I don't know if you didn't think I knew that, but I do. But I love myself, and I'm certainly not going to be insulted by the idiotic things you say. We are comfortable with who we are and who we know ourselves to be. And you showing yourself to be a homophobic idiot? I can't, like, what is happening between someone's ears to think, wow, I really got you? Because over here, we are not ashamed by anyone's sexuality. We don't think being gay or whatever. I mean, certainly you have much saltier words for it. It just, again, it's just showing you to be so ignorant and small-minded. And of course, conspiracy theory is going to be super attracted to somebody like that, because that's all you have. So you want to feel like you have something. But that's not a good club to join, guys. You're never going to get further in life by joining that club. Like, look online, there's a lot of nicer clubs you could be in, like take up Ultimate Frisbee or something. It doesn't need to be this.
Watch some movies.
Watch some movies, that's right.
Just not this one.
No, not this one. I mean, not only is it unconvincing, it's just not a very well-made documentary.
It's not a well-made documentary, and it's not sourced, as you said, but I think the real failing of this, it can't possibly convert anyone to its side because it doesn't actually have an argument to make. It does not
That's very true.
actually have a point other than they are covering up things like all of this stuff that you have heard about in the comments section of YouTube.
It's true. I mean, it didn't even really sound like that guy believed any of it. He was just kind of reciting a collection of things he like found on Wikipedia.
Or has been told by a lady who was giving him physical therapy and
pelvic physical,
who he thought was a weirdo.
Yeah.
Because she kept praying over him. And he literally says he thought she was crazy. I don't think there was even an either or. He gives an either or.
She says he straight up told her she was crazy. And anyway, she's so embarrassed she wouldn't even be on camera or have her name mentioned. Identified. No. So you've got some problems when nobody with any credibility wants to be associated
or knowledge.
With this. Yeah. But it's true. There was no thesis to this. Nobody was saying this is true, this is true, this is true. It was just really a collection of unrelated things. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of which I believe are true. I believe the CIA was experimenting with LSD.
Yes. Well, I mean, we both think that the CIA is shady.
Oh, yeah, they are. I'm sure they are trying to control your brains. Why not? That's part of espionage. Russia does it, China does it, the US does it. That's how it works. Don't fall for it. And this documentary, part of the problem, not part of the solution.
But I mean, that's the thing. If any of this stuff, I mean, this stuff could be CIA originated just to keep people entertained. Like, this could be the treasure hunt, like in National Treasure. Where it's just a clue and a clue and a clue, and now it's eaten up your whole life, but it kept you home, kept you on the internet doing nothing.
Yeah.
So,
your choice. Everyone's choice. How you want to spend your life, your business. I wouldn't waste it following this stuff, but that's me. We got better things to do. We got better movies to watch.
Yes, we do. Should we get going? Are
let's go.
Are you hinting to me that we are?
Yeah, I think we're out of time.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks, son. Bye.
Bye.